Hey everybody, welcome back to another casual plastic modeling video. Today we've got another one from that big old lot from eBay. We've got the Airfix Boeing 314 clipper in 1/144th scale. Small scale, of course, because this is a big old airplane in real life. I believe it was tooled in 1967. This particular one is from 1980, or this particular boxing, I should say, is from 1980. Of course, I'll put the scale mates up for you guys so that you can take a look at that. And as usual, especially with Airfix, got some really cool looking box art. I believe this is the only boxing that had the camouflaged version, which is pretty cool. Got Airfix Series number 4, of course, made in England. 1/144th scale model kit. For best results, use Airfix adhesive and paint. And English instructions included. First short end, looks like this is kit number 04172-6. Other long end, looks like there's a couple of different versions possible with this kit. Alternative decals are provided for a Pan American Airways Dixie Clipper. That's actually really cool. Paint, of course, again, not included, but it does have the paint numbers for this particular aircraft. I'm sure that those are probably inaccurate at this point. And the other short end is going to be the exact same as the other short end. Looks like there's a bunch of loose parts in here, so I don't know if it started or not. The tape has been cut, but I have not looked at it. So let's take a peek inside and see what we got. Alright, so that would be what was attached to the decals at one point. Has been opened, but the decals, or the plastic is still in there. There's the good old Airfix stand, which those come in super handy, especially with these smaller kits, because typically when I build a smaller kit, of course I haven't built a lot of them, but looks like I'm going to be building a lot of smaller kits here pretty soon. I like to put them gear up and display them on the stands just because it seems like it takes up less room. We got instructions, decals, those already look fried. Let's see. Not in English. Not in English, but these look like they're the exact same thing. Yep. So either that's from a separate kit, or maybe they just accidentally put two in there. Airfix Modelers Club. Which, correct me if I'm wrong, but they still have this, right? They still have the Airfix Modelers Club. I know that they have the flyer points or whatever they're called so that you can actually redeem those for things. But I'm not sure if they still have the Modelers Club. Probably do, and you guys have probably already told me that they do, but I certainly don't remember. Alright, so we got some wings here. Looks like the top of the starboard side. There's a lot of tiny little fine rivets and detail on those. I mean, it's just packed with rivet detail. This looks like it must be the top of... I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell because there's not really any defining features between the upper and lower, I suppose. Don't know a lot about the Boeing clipper, but I'm going to learn. If I had to guess, I'd say that this is the underside. That's top side. So yeah, this would still be the starboard wing. Really nice fit. Top of the port side wing. Bottom of the port side wing. And again, I could be completely wrong. Could have these reversed, but that's okay. We will figure it out. This is a cool little kit so far. Not really any warping. A lot of fine detail, especially for a 1/44th scale model. Huh. Looks like there might be a little bit of damage in the front there. Or that could be some flash. That's probably flash. Very nice. All right. Looks like we have some little sponsons, perhaps? Little, what are those? Yeah, it's like little sponsons, little wings almost, for the underneath. You folks out there that are smarter than I are probably out there pulling your hair out at how I'm describing some of this stuff. But I promise you, I will learn. Little teeny tiny engines. Neat little detail on those, though. And we got 1, 2, 3, hopefully 4 propellers. Let's see here. Yep, 4 propellers. Some more tiny little engines. Horizontal stabilizers. More engines, unless these are just like engine fronts. Perhaps they're 2 pieces. Yeah, I'll bet that's what it is. Yeah, I'll bet that's exactly what it is. Here's 1 tiny little cowl. 2. I got some little doors. Other little tiny itty bitty pieces. I'm sure these are probably horizontal stabilizers. Hopefully all of the pieces are here. It looks like they are. Another vertical stabilizer. Engine. Tiny little clear parts. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 cowls. There we go. There is 4 propellers. At first look, I'd have to say that everything is here. Look at these tiny, tiny little clear parts. Wow. Is there... I don't see the windscreen, so it could be stuck in the box somewhere here underneath one of these folds or something, but hopefully it is here, because I do want to build this kit. This is a neat little kit, but worst comes to worst, I can figure something out for that anyways. It's not like it's a huge deal. All right, instructions. Looks like we have a little bit of information here about the Boeing Clipper itself, as per the usual. Interesting way the instructions fold out. Huh. And of course you got your different building callouts down here. Cement, transparent, do not cement, and alternative parts for options. Let's see what we've got here. So step number 1, you put together a whole bunch of little windows in here inside the fuselage. Man, that is going to be daunting. And doors, horizontal, vertical stabilizers, and then you put together the fuselage. Then we've got these little guys here. They're almost like canards. I don't know. I apologize. There's got to be a proper name for what those are, but you know, I mean, this is kind of like a. It's basically a flying boat. So I'm sure there is a very good name for those that I just don't know yet. And number 2, there's the piece that we're missing right there. That front windscreen, which I can get around that. That's not a big deal. It's a small model, so I'm sure that I could figure something out. Of course, you put both of the wings together, boom, boom. And then these guys here, put them onto the fuselage. Those are 2-piece engines, even though they're so tiny. You got your engines together, cowling on, and propellers on in number 3. And then a whole bunch of tiny little parts, looks like exhaust. And they even have clear parts for the lights. Lots of tiny little detail. And then there's your 2 versions. There's the Dixie Clipper. And there's the RAF version. Which I think the RAF version's pretty cool. It's pretty neat with the camouflage. And now we move on to the very trashed decals. Yep. As per usual, as we always say, you never know until you try it, but those are incredibly yellowed and very, very dry. But I have a feeling that I could always find some decals on eBay, like the usual. Oh darn, another reason for me to go on eBay and look at model stuff. Alright, so there we have it. Another one in the books, another one from that eBay collection. This looks like it's going to be a really fun kit. And honestly, I'm really happy with the level of detail, especially at such a small scale. It's definitely a different subject, and I'm excited to look into it and learn more about it. And of course, I'm excited to find some decals to pretty this bad boy up once she's done. Anyways, if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do so. Best way to support the channel, tick the bell. You know, throw it out there on the MySpaces and the Facebooks and all that stuff. Whatever kind of social media you got, just to get the word out for this channel. I want to thank everybody who has joined the community. Throw this video a thumbs up if you like it. Until next time, guys, love you all. God bless. And I will see you very soon. Happy modeling.